Well, it's hard to believe that March is here, but it is, and it is here in full force. Welcome to the March staff meeting. Today's focus is going to be on our mid-year scorecard check. Just like our students are checking on their progress and sharing their goals and their progress on their goals with their parents at student-led conferences. We too are looking at our SLOs and PPGs and sharing our progress with one another and making any adjustments that we might need to do in order to reach our goals by the end of the year. Before we get started with looking at where we're at with our strategic plan and the actions and goals that we have set for ourselves this year, I did want to take an opportunity to share an opportunity for us as a staff to support a great foundation that has been established here in our district. Brian Collicott will be sharing a small video on this for those of you unable to participate in the staff meeting in our weekly bulletin, so please be sure to take a look at that. Moving on to our scorecard, our process, as you know, is one in which we set goals for ourselves in each of the 5 pillar areas. We then continue to build actions around the goals that we have set for ourselves. At mid-year, we come back to looking at the progress that we're making and making any shifts on things that seem to be maybe not working or need to be changed a little bit, or things that are working and things that we want to continue to do. So as we continue our work, we're looking at going through that same process where we look at our results, we build strategic actions, and we progress monitor throughout the year. This is our continuous improvement cycle that you're very familiar with at the classroom level and then also in the professional level. We'll take a look at each of the areas and share out where our progress monitoring is at this point in time and any examples of some of the work that we have done. And then at the end of this session, you'll have an opportunity to provide feedback through an exit ticket on ideas that you have for us to continually improve before the end of the year. We'll take a look first at service excellence. Service excellence pillar folks are looking at our parent satisfaction as well as our student engagement results. Our parent satisfaction area is looking at increasing the score from a 3.78 last year on a 5-point scale to a 3.88. That parent satisfaction survey will be administered sometime at the end of the spring, probably in May, and then we'll be able to look at our progress on that particular measure. Our progress monitoring for parent satisfaction is that we will use rounding and exit slips at parent events, emails, and informal surveys to gather feedback from our parents, which we have done in multiple venues. I wanted to share an example of one of the emails that I recently received from one of our parents that shares how important those positive messages are that have been sent home by you as a staff to the students who are showing initiative and doing things that they need to do as a student to be successful. I want you to be assured that those notes and positive messages that you're sending home and that positive communication that you are giving to our parents really does make a difference. And you can see that from the message that's was sent here by one of our parents that has 2 children that attend our school. So congratulations on that. Keep the positive information coming. It does make a difference to our students and our parents. As far as the actions for our parent satisfaction, I have gone through and highlighted in a stoplight color report where we're at with progress with each of our actions. Our school-wide postcard system continues to be working, and thank you for making sure that you're sending out positive messages through those postcards. Also, we have had great use of our Infinite Campus positive behavior referral function in Infinite Campus. Continue to send those positive messages. Again, from that example that I showed you, it does make a difference for our families and for our kids. We also spent some time talking about the Fred factor, and we've built in opportunities for us to recognize each other in those little extra things that we're doing for each other and for those around us to take our experience from ordinary to extraordinary. We are also looking at gathering feedback from our parents at the different venues, our back to school night, as well as our recent fifth grade orientation. I was able to collect feedback from our parents to find out what's working, maybe what's not working. And the feedback from those areas certainly wasn't as robust as we were hoping to receive, but it does give us a gauge as to how the perception that our families have with regard to their experience here. We're also continuing to build professional development for our families to help them stay connected and communicated about their child's progress here in school by providing support during various venues as well. What was not part of our strategic action, but certainly has made an impact, is our Cardinal CIA and the work that they're doing around trying to build parent engagement here at the middle school. Looking at student engagement, we are looking at having more positive feedback from our students about their experience here. Again, on that Studer scale of a 5.0, we're looking to increase from a 3.74 last year to a 3.89 this year. Again, building leaders using informal rounding and surveys with students to get at what things seem to be working well and what things we could improve upon. We are continuing to gather feedback from students in that manner. Here are the strategic actions related to our goal. Looking at a sampling of students who will give feedback, we worked with Student Council and Web, and we will continue to find various venues to get feedback from our students about their engagement. We are also looking at that positive behavior referral, as well as Cardinal credits by our Pay It Forward campaigns, which have been a huge success with our students as well. You can see that this is in red, Explore Promoting a You Can Sit With Me type of campaign. Our student council did not feel at the beginning of the year that that would be an impactful type of event to have. And so we have not explored that any further. Looking now at our ELA, English Language Arts, student achievement. These were our goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year. We are looking at using Ames Web, Common Assessment, Scholastic Reading Inventory, and Wayfind to gauge our progress toward that. I'll click in here to our data. Based on our mid-year data analysis, we do find that these scores represent our math and our ELA as they relate to each of the different probes that we use in progress monitoring. The green is an indication in the percentage of the number of students who are meeting the winter benchmark scores for each of these assessments, and you can see again by green meaning on track, yellow meaning in progress, and red meaning that there is work to do. These were our winter benchmarks for math, and then our winter benchmarks for our SRI and RCBM. Again, one of the things to keep in mind is that we have found that these measures are hit and miss as far as aligning to the Wisconsin Forward, but we are continuing to explore different types of progress monitoring assessments that will give us better feedback with regard to helping us gauge where we're at with our goals and our pillars. Our strategic actions, again, continuing to look at individual growth data, using the adult learning frameworks for development of our 5-year plan. The things that you see in yellow are things that are continually in the process of being utilized by our school. In green, these are the things that we have accomplished as they relate to our student achievement goals in ELA specifically. I will shift now down to our math, and here are our math goals. And again, using the same assessments in order to look at our mid-year data. This link brings you to the same form that you saw for ELA that consists of both the ELA and the math probe percentages of students meeting winter benchmark scores. Our goals or our actions that we have developed, again, looking at that stoplight report, this is where we're at with regard to the math pillar team. An analysis is being done with the Wisconsin Forward as well as how it aligns to our scope and sequence here at the middle school. Travis, Bob, and Mike and Mike Burrow have been working on looking at the correlates between the STAR and the Wisconsin Forward. Morgan has been working on the awareness and knowledge of math practice standards in the math department. We are continuing to identify areas where math standards are naturally incorporated into our curriculum. Our students did set a goal, and again, they are sharing those math goals with their parents at parent-teacher conferences, and we continue to evaluate and refine the math interventions for Tier 2 and Tier 3. As far as our supportive and responsive environment, we are using the one survey question on the student engagement survey and looking at moving the score from a 3.16 to a 3.36. We've been doing a lot of work with regard to the supportive and responsive environment, and you can see that color coded here as well. Our growth pillar was really a baseline here as far as the work that we're doing within that pillar specifically. Here are some of the actions that have been achieved and continue to be utilized over the course of this year. And you can see that great progress is being made. Up to this point with our LTL challenges, I wanted to share that I did complete, so I'm very excited about that. As far as our current numbers, 53 of us have submitted a plan, which is a 69%, and 17 have actually gone in and finalized the process. So 17 have completed them, and that's 22%. It would be fantastic to have all folks submit a plan, and better yet, to have everybody go in and complete the final process with that. I know that the use of technology has been fantastic, and I really enjoy watching how everybody is utilizing our one-to-one capability very uniquely within their classroom settings. Again, here are continued actions that we have going on in this pillar. So a lot of work happening. I will let you read through that at your own pace. So when you have the PowerPoint attached to the email. With regard to our people, which is really the pillar that is worked on through our administrative team, we are hoping to increase our employee engagement score from a 4.10 to a 4.15. As you know, the employee engagement survey is out. Today will be the last day for you to complete that. So we really hope that we can get 100% of our staff to participate in that survey so that we can get great feedback and continue to grow as a team and support you in ways that we need to. We continue to push out the stoplight reports. The one for this month will be in there, and that includes all of our rounding information from our group rounding as well. At our mid-year EE survey check, our average was a 3.84. I coded that red because that is not on track to get to our goal. But again, we are trying to work on the actions to get to that. And we'll see how that rolls out at the when we get those results back after you complete it. The actions that we are looking at, we are really exploring how to better utilize our capacity as an administrative team. And so we are looking at different ways to help us to better manage our time so that we can be out in the classroom setting. And we hope to be able to do that for you. If all else fails, we will try